Alright, how you doing? Welcome to the next video in the Soldier Fortune 2 Annual Edition series. Apologies that it's been a wee while since I did a last video, but I'll tell you what happened. So, in previous videos, I've explained how it's becoming increasingly difficult as the game gets more complex to simulate two separate players on one laptop that only has 8 gig of VRAM. So, I came to the realisation I was eventually going to have to get another laptop and have one laptop as a player, one laptop as a server. And I then remembered I still had my old laptop, the one I had before this, so I set them up. And I had the old laptop as a player and a new laptop as a server. And unfortunately, 25% of the game didn't work when I set it up in that way. So I've spent the last 4 months, whatever it is, fixing all that sort of stuff. And I've done another couple of things that I'll show you just now. But suffice to say, that was a bit of a problem, but it is now all fixed. And the good news is that the way I'm testing the game just now, compiling and building it to work on two separate laptops as two separate players, that is the final state of the game. And so if it works this way, it should be okay for me to should work when I give out the first version of the game. So, having said that, a couple of things to show you. So let's get straight into the game. So one of the things I did that's slightly different with the UI, took a little bit of time, it's slightly different, is now when you create a session, you can go into the options and it gives you a list of the network adapters on your computer, and you can set up a server on any of those network adapters. When you search for a server and you've got multiple adapters, it will broadcast on all adapters, and when you join a server, it will join the server on the adapter that it received the reply from. So multiple adapters, network adapters is now supported in the game. So we'll create a session, do a launch. So as you know, there are 4 types of grenade in the game: the flash grenade, the incendiary, the smoke, and the frag grenade. I've now completed 3 of them. So the flash grenade I've showed you before, but I'll show you it again in case this is the first time watching. And then if you're looking away, I've set it up to only have. Hold on. Nah, it's not going to work. Okay, so the flash grenade also flashes when it's round a corner and you can't see it, and also it flashes but not a lot when you're not facing it. So how you face the flash dictates how much flash you experience. So that's that. Next we have the frag grenade, which is pretty straightforward. I've turned off the explosion and I'll show why. It does normally explode. I've turned that off because I used that to demonstrate the smoke grenade. The incendiary grenade I haven't touched. It still uses the Niagara system that I used the last time, but now I've completed the smoke grenade, so I'll show you that. What happened was I found a guy online. Hold on, I'll show you how it works first of all. You shoot through it. And if you throw a grenade, oh, it's disappeared. So, I'll show you that again. So, I found a guy online who attempted to recreate the Counter-Strike 2 smoke grenade in Unreal Engine 5, and I downloaded his project and I've modified it for this game. So that's how it works. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. But I'll show you. It's a voxel based system, and as you can see, it doesn't penetrate through the walls. It's not perfect, and I will improve it by the time I release the game, but I think we're moving in the right direction. So the smoke grenade is now done. So I've only got the incendiary grenade to do, and I'll get that done as soon as I can. So let's have a look at the project and I'll show you how I did it. So first of all, I'll show you the Voxel system. Where is it? If I tick that box. So, start a game. So let's have a look. So there you go. As you can see, any time that a voxel would intersect with a part of the map, it's not displayed. So show you that in a few other places. So that means the smoke shouldn't penetrate through walls or maybe other models. As I say, it's not perfect. The material that I've used isn't perfect, but it's the one that came with the project that I downloaded. So I'll use that until I make my own when I become an expert at making materials. But the system is clever enough to know, like, go down the side of walls and stuff like that, so it's definitely working. So next I'll show you how the grenade works against the smoke grenade. How to do this again, that one. So when a smoke grenade explodes, it creates cubes like this, and then when I detonate a frag grenade, it shoots off what they call traces, and all the green boxes that are impact points between the smoke grenade and the frag grenade. And so then I use those points to determine how the smoke will disappear due to the force of the frag grenade exploding. So that's that. So turn that off. So we'll have a quick run through of the map, throw a few smoke grenades, and we'll see how they work in different places. So there's another couple of things I say about grenades. So I've set it up the way it was originally in the original game, and there was a couple of things in the original game I really quite liked about the way Raven had done the grenades and software. Hold on 2 seconds. As I said, you can shoot them. Right, so I'll show you something else about the frag grenade. So in the original game, if you hold the frag grenade, if you pull the pin out, press the left mouse button, pull the pin out and hold it too long, it explodes, which it does here. fact, I'll put the explosion back on. Where did I do that again? And there. Flash. Flash. Is it? So, when you pull the pin in a grenade and hold it too long, it'll explode in your hand as it did in the original game. And when you throw the grenade, it's got 7 seconds before it detonates. If it doesn't hit anything. However, if it hits something, the grenade is set to explode 2 seconds after it stops moving. So if it hits walls, stuff like that, waits till it stops moving and then explodes 2 seconds later. And that gives it a kind of realistic effect. But there's something that used to happen in the original game that I quite like. If you hold down left mouse button for a little bit longer, but not long enough so it explodes, and then throw it, so an extra second and a half, then it will explode on first contact with an object. So if I throw a grenade over there just by pressing left mouse button, it explodes as normal. If I hold it down a little bit longer and then let go, it explodes on first contact. And that was in the original game, and I used to quite like that. It allows you to detonate it, say in a group of people without them being able to react to it. So there's that as well. So, and just so you can see it, there's the incendiary grenade, but I haven't fixed that properly. I'm going to do that one next. So that's basically 3 out of the 4 grenades done. The flash grenade, the frag grenade, and the smoke grenade. I just need to get the incendiary grenade done, and that's it. And if you look at the frames per second there at the top right, it's down to 9 frames per second when you use the Niagara system like that. So it's very GPU heavy. So I want to change that, and as you can see, it hasn't went back up to where it was. So that's a problem. Anyway, so incendiary grenade I'm going to do soon, and I'll get that done. But that's what I wanted to show you today. As I say, I apologise for the length of time it's been since I did a video, but as I say, I set it up to work on 2 separate laptops, and about a quarter of the game didn't work, so I spent all that time fixing everything. But as I say, it's working now. We've got the smoke grenade, and it's time to move forward. I do have, but the laptop, the second laptop that I've got, is an old one. It's got a GeForce. No, it's a Radeon 460M. It's only got 4 gig of VRAM, so it's not particularly very good. So I have to get myself a new laptop. I'm going to get. Right now. I've got an ASUS Tough Gaming A16. I'm going to get an ASUS ROG STRIX G35 635, I think, with an RTX 5080 and optimize the game for the 5080 moving forward. So I should get that laptop pretty soon, maybe, and hopefully I will, but we'll definitely get it. So anyway, I hope you liked that. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you can see we're definitely getting there. So thank you for watching, and until next time, see you later.